Good day, everyone. Hello. I'm going to give an update on the talent system, which is the system I was running over the last few months where people could apply to a database of talents and I might try to help them find work via clients. Some people got work. I'm waiting for some payments. Most did not, because that's how these systems work. Sorry, it's quite unprofessional of me to slouch. Hang on. Getting too comfortable in my own little world. Yeah, it's business. Yeah, so a lot of people are out of work. It's not all AI related, buzzword. I think most of it's economy related, to be honest. AI is part of the economy. Okay. So I'm kind of changed direction a bit over the last few months. You probably know why if you've been sticking around. I went from being kind of like nice community guy to a bit of a depresso when it comes to the Blender space. But it was good. It was like a kick in the right direction. I went from really enjoying my interactions with the Blender community to like really not enjoying. And then I looked back over like the 8 or so years of doing YouTube and I was like, what did I start doing this for? And I was like, oh yeah, storytelling. So we've been doing that recently, working on my own production now, putting the production files up on Patreon. That's been growing. That's basically replaced all of the super hive income within a month. That was quite impressive. Continues to grow, having a lot of fun with it. Very good. At the same time, I told myself I would stop doing favors for the community, which also means doing fewer favors for my friends because I've done a lot of favors for them and they keep expecting favors from me. But that also includes sharing people less, which includes the talent system. So people that have been looking for work and were hoping to find some through me, through the talent system, it's changing a little bit. And I wrote a little post about this on a recent Patreon post, which you can sign up to the Patreon for free, by the way. If you don't have any money, you can still stay updated because it's kind of my main newsletter outlet now. We just type in patreon.com/goesholt. So basically, this may be disappointing to some people that wanted to try and find some work through me, through the collaboration, but it's not gone completely because what I'm doing now is everyone who applied on the talent system, I am now keeping in mind to hire for my production. So I'm just going to read you a bit from the May 2026 post. It says, May was a busy month, so we're going to look back at some highlights. Before we get into it, I should say that many of the new business-centered changes are the result of a recent change in direction. The goal of the new direction is to explore new creative territory, so that's more research and development across multiple software, along with new genres and mediums of work. To be more production-focused, developing personal projects from which production files and tools become available to the audience, allowing for more field testing and hopefully greater innovation, and to be more independent from and less financially reliant on the Blender community. The last point also includes the cessation of what I consider to be favors for the Blender community. Time previously spent sharing people will instead be used to experiment, develop tools, and provide additional value for customers and patrons alike. To this effect, I will be making better use of my studio as I have a lot of equipment that can be used to create useful creative resources that I have not tapped into. The music could be one of those, but also got all sorts of like scanning things. Along these lines, a note has been placed on my website contact page letting people know that I am no longer interested in collaborations, sponsorships, affiliation, or anything adjacent to these, although exceptions may be made for very specific circumstances. I am effectively closed for business to focus entirely on you and my productions from this point forward. So no more sponsorships. I don't care. I wasn't doing them anyway. No more affiliates. I don't care. Not going to share your product. Stop asking me for collaborations. Don't care. Internally, changes have also been made to the direction of the talent system, where I've been helping to share artistic talents looking for work in return for a 15% commission for 1 year of referred clients. The system was started earlier in the year due to a large number of people looking for work. The changes to this system will be explained later in the newsletter, so I'll skip ahead to that. Despite the promise of a commission, the talent system requires me to go out of my way to share people with no guarantee of return. In this way, it is still a favor, and therefore the effort invested will also reduce. So regardless of a commission, there's no guarantee you'll make money sharing someone. You have to go out of your way to do that. Instead of stopping entirely, it will now pivot to be associated with my own production projects. Creatives who have submitted themselves as talents will now be considered for small jobs and paid for by myself, although not all skill sets will be appropriate, and it largely depends on the funds available in any given month. Please note that this will likely only occur for a very small number of talents, and priority is given to people in my Discord server that I've gotten to know quite well. While I had previously prepared a video explaining this to everyone who applied to the talent system, the edit just felt a bit too negative as it covered the change in thought process in response to community dramas. And since I know a lot of people are struggling for work at the moment, I decided not to compound that negativity. There are a lot of people on the talent system that I would love to hire for myself, so if I can keep increasing my resources, then I'll be keen to give people some opportunities. So there are already a couple of artists lined up who already have an understanding of my project, Project Fold, which is actually a smaller part of a larger thing that I haven't really said. But basically that's how it's changing now. So everyone that applied to the talent system that was waiting for a response that never came, you are just kind of by de facto now added to this consideration for hiring if it's appropriate. But if I don't know you personally, then you're kind of like lower down on the list. So people that actually put effort into joining the community and, taking part, who actually cared about me and the projects, will get priority. If you didn't know, every product of mine is now available on the Patreon under the gold tier. This is not a replacement for marketplaces like Gumroad. It's just an additional option. As you may have gathered, my products are no longer available on Superhive. That's by my request, by the way. And by sharing the production files on Patreon, the increase on the Patreon has already covered any money lost from the Superhive withdrawal. So we're all good. So again, I know people are struggling for work. I just wanted to let you know that's the direction that we're going with my talent system now. Oh, free projects as well. Let's talk about that. So the way free project development is working through the Patreon is also changing for the better. Just looking for my notes. All right, so changes to the free development strategy. So this is developing Blender tools and resources for the wider community, but now it's not just Blender focused. Around 1 year ago, I created a system where the Patreon income would be divided into a number of hours that would be spent on developing free projects for the wider community. The goal was to be more responsible with time investments, as I had previously been spending a lot of time on free projects while taking a financial hit. Being able to attach hours to a wage also subverted the feeling of guilt when working on free projects, which is a feeling I know a lot of people are familiar with. Likely you reading this now, since a lot of artists are trying to find financial stability. It's like the number one concern. Interestingly, I have learned so much about how my own mind works over this last year, partly from working on my biomedical sciences degree. By the way, year 1 is finished now, so I should be getting my first qualification, and having to confront personal challenges related to health issues. I've learned the following things. 1. Pathological demand avoidance is an intrinsic part of my personality, which can be triggered by my own ideas. Objectively stating you must perform this number of hours, rather than being liberating, which was the original intention, leads to rebellious ideas of working on alternative things, just because the hours are objectively written there. And 2, my spontaneous output is of a higher quality than planned outputs, because the size of the box cannot be perceived. This is something I think about quite a lot. The phrase that bounces around my head is work expands to fill the time allocated for it. It's a good reminder of how seemingly small tasks can take years to fulfill in executive environments when an unnecessary amount of time and pointless meetings are assigned to them. Cough, cough, Bethesda developing any video game nowadays. Deadlines are good for getting something done. However, free time and resources can lead to massive innovations, even if no product is released. So a compromise is important. I see these lessons now, and it lets me pick and choose what effects I would like to receive from different types of work strategies. For Project Fold, and all projects under the umbrella, I just shared the name, will not have definitive timelines because they are innovation spaces. I will pick and choose deadlines for specific sub-projects within these, videos, music releases, tour releases, etc. Both mindsets are completely compatible to be able to move in and out of demand as and when I require. We could call it the superposition of demand, or Schrodinger's demand for fun, basically subverting demand avoidance. The current free project development strategy, being wage divided into objective number of hours, is not compatible with this approach, which is why I will be making changes to it. Instead of an objective set of demand hours, I will have a superposition target of something to release every month for free. I will aim for a non-essential target of releasing a resource or a tool every month. If nothing is released on any particular month, then I will mentally carry over the sense of value to the next month and try to release something of a slightly higher value for free, and on and on and on. Importantly though, this will not be written down in objective fact. It will be a trust system that is compatible with the demand superposition of production development. What this also means is I can randomly select new production files from the production development and decide to release those files for free. The hours spent working on the content were already completed without even thinking about making it free. The decision was simply made after the fact, so there was no intrusion of demand on the development process. On any particular month, I can make a value measurement in my mind, comparing it against the cognitive target for free releases. Maybe 1 month I release a few more files for free than usual to make up for the previous months. This would also be a guilt-free exercise, as it will help to advertise content that is already exclusive, bringing new people into the fold, pardon the pun. In this way, I see no reason to stop releasing excess content for free, like a baker sharing unsold food. I anticipate that when announcing changes to the free development strategy, some people may see it as a way to reduce the amount of free stuff I'm giving away. I see this as completely the opposite. One of the pieces of advice I would give to new artists trying to grow audiences online is to stop seeing community as a one-sided exchange, as in, why aren't people liking my work? And instead to see it as a two-sided collaboration, as a give and take. If you want people to care about your work, you must also give something back to them. One of the best ways to do this is to share techniques and tools for free, and to provide a welcoming environment for newcomers. Some people are good at one half, but not the other, which is why I am quite harsh with the ethics of my community spaces. We have a saying, which is good vibes no matter the cost. If anyone disrupts the space, they'll be banned immediately. So basically, be friendly or fuck off. And also, just be mature or fuck off. So those are the 2 quick updates. The talent system is changing, so I'm no longer actively searching for clients for people. I will instead look at the list of talents and selectively choose them to hire for little bits of work on my own projects. And the free development system is changing now into something that's more cognitive with what I've learned about how my own mind works. We'll have to wait and see how that translates into actual output, but from everything I've learned, this should be more beneficial. So that's it. I won't play anything, don't worry. Yeah, sign up to the Patreon for free or paid. Up to you, there's stuff everywhere. There's value to be found everywhere. Have a great day, and I will see you next time.